Our boss is letting us do something really stupid. I'm gonna 3D print a car. Well, not a full car, but a car part. More specifically, I wanted to print a wing for my rusted out Volkswagen Beetle. You see, in our job, we get access to a lot of really amazing 3D printers, but there's some printers even we normally don't get access to, and those are downstairs. We have a full-scale industrial print service here, and normally these printers are running 24/7. But when we heard that we were going to have an opportunity to print on one of these guys, we knew we had to do something big, because big is what these printers do. For context, here's a normal 3D printer, and here's that same printer inside a large format machine, which gives you an idea of what we're working with. The problem is we don't have long before the next job starts on this machine, and we haven't even designed the part yet. So we've got some work to do.
So we need to scan the car, design the spoiler, and print it by the end of this week?
Yes, and if we miss that window, we'll lose our chance. So we better get started.
Yep.
So I'm not actually gonna be doing the modeling myself. I'm an okay modeler, but I'm gonna be sending this off to an expert. They're not physically in this location, so we're gonna be doing a scan of the car to give to him, and it needs to be accurate because he's gonna have no other point of reference. This is gonna be all he has. Okay, got the scanner here. It's the Einstar Rocket. Now, I think this will be a good one because it is wireless. I don't have to worry about the wires getting tangled up while I'm scanning. We can start scanning, but first we gotta put on some markers.
Is there any science to the placement of your stickers?
I'm sure there is a science. I'm just hoping for the best. It's a pretty good scanner. I think it'll do the job for me. Basically just panning slowly, making sure we get all the details and we're not losing the markers. What's funny about this car is actually the faded paint job actually helps with the scan. It's less reflective, makes it easier to do the scanning.
How'd the scan go?
It looks pretty good to me. We got it all cleaned up here. The real test is it good enough for our modeler? So I'm gonna send it off to them now. Hopefully they can turn it around to us pretty quick because I expect it's gonna be a long print and we should get it started soon.
Any update from the designer?
Yeah, actually I just downloaded the model.
Wait, you wouldn't download a car, would you?
Kind of seems like I would. Actually, it looks really good. But before we start like a 20 to 30 hour print, I think we should do like a little test. So I want to split it up. I've actually got it split up here already. I'm going to print it on 4 separate Bamboo Lab printers. It's going to be nice and quick. We can get this done in a few hours, do a test print, get it all together and get it on the car to make sure it fits before we put it on the big printer. And also you might be asking, if we're doing all this, why not just glue it all together, paint it and call it a day? Well, in order to get rid of the seams on a big 3D print like that, you're gonna have to do a lot of body filling and sanding. And this is just an example of something I did a few years ago actually on my first printer, my Ender 3, a tiny little printer. I had to glue this together. It was probably like 7 or 8 pieces and it took hours and hours of sanding, and I vowed to never sand again if I don't have to. So that's why we prefer to print it in one big piece. Getting excited about this. I really hope this fits because we don't want to make too many tweaks at this point. We're starting to run out of time. Lining up around center and, oh, that is completely perfect. Oh my God. And aesthetically, I think that's gonna look really good. It's looking good. We're ready to send the full print at this point. All right, so this is probably a good time to talk about filament choice. So this was just PLA. This would not do well in the heat. So I'm gonna go with ASA CF. Now ASA is really good. It's UV resistant. It's one of the best for outdoors. The CF, that's carbon fiber, also is gonna help with some of the printing stability. ASA tends to warp. That's one of the biggest risks of printing a big part like this in ASA. It's gonna start to peel up off the bed. But the CF does help with that a little bit. It helps keep it a little stable. It's still gonna be tough when the print's that big. So now that we know the model will fit on the car, it's time to slice the file and get it on the big printer. And we're gonna get our industrial printing expert to help us out. Yeah, 19 hours is not bad. I think we're ready to go.
Do you think this is gonna work?
Oh, absolutely. I think this is gonna work. Oh no, it's definitely risky. One of the biggest concerns is that we're printing with ASA, and ASA likes to warp. If it starts to peel up along the edges, the whole head could hit it and knock the part off at basically any point in this print. It's a 20-hour print. It could happen at the 15-hour mark, and then we would just have to start from the beginning. All right, so it's the next morning. We're gonna go check on our print. If it went well, it should be done. Oh no! Okay, it must have stopped last night, shortly after we last checked on it. Oh, looks like it lifted up. That's not good.
That's a bit upsetting.
Yeah, although, it's too bad that bottom surface actually looks really good. That would have been a nice texture. I had high hopes. I knew something could go wrong. We're gonna try again. We're not giving up here. Just gonna have to think about this for a minute here. Okay, so I'm thinking we let the bed and the chamber heat up longer, get it really heat soaked. And then this is kind of like a cheat code for 3D printing, to be honest. Nano polymer adhesive. I should have used this the first time. I use it all the time when printing like nylon and stuff like that. It just really helps it stick to the bed. I think our best bet is just to do that, try it again, see what happens. Next print has started. First layer's down. It's got a good squish to it. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. It's all on the single plate. We got tons of glue. It's been heating up for a while too. So we're just gonna leave it, come back, see what happens this time.
Me watching my 3D printer's first layer.
The print's looking good. The pressure really is on now because this is our last chance. The print takes 20 hours and our printing service needs it back tomorrow afternoon. All we can do now is let it do its thing and hope for the best. We are at that point again. We're about to leave it for the day. So far, it's looking good. We let it print a little longer this time because we did start it earlier. Day 2, the second attempt is hopefully done. We're gonna go check on it right now.
This is our last chance.
Yeah, it better be done. It looks done. Oh my God, there we go. It actually looks pretty good. I'm happy that's done because yeah, we would have had to wait for another opportunity with this printer, which, you know, this printer's always busy. So who knows when that could have been. Let's get it off the build plate. Whoa.
Don't you miss flexible build plates?
Yeah, kind of wish this was a flexible one, but I don't know if they make them this size. Oh, right. Okay, there we go. That was nerve-wracking, but sketchy. The whole thing came off. Brim's actually coming off fairly easily, which is nice. I was worried about that. This looks great. The surface can be cleaned up with a bit of a blowtorch. It'll look nice. Let's hope it fits. That's the other thing. So yeah. Let's go get it on the car, get it roughly in place before we attach it. All right, let's see. So it should go just about here. And I think the angle's right. I just need to clean this edge up a little bit to get it to fit nice and snug, but I think that's good. A little ducktail spoiler. Make it look like a Porsche 911 here.
Hiding in the warehouse for a little while.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
Well, I thought it looked pretty good as is, but I wanted to do some paint on it just to make it look a little better. It's actually all done now. Let's go take a look.
Let's see this.
Here we go.
Ooh.
So I did just a bit of Bondo, some primer and some paint, some sanding in between. I did the bare minimum and I think it turned out really nice thanks to that smooth bed.
This looks great.
Yeah, no, it actually looks decent.
This is gonna look better than your car.
Yeah, I think so. This is gonna be the best paint job on my whole car. I'm pretty happy with it. What do you think?
The real question is, does it fit?
I have not tried the fit since I painted it, which, you know, that could have some effects. I've been sanding, so let's get it on the car and final test before we secure it. And yep, it fits just like before. Nice and perfect.
So you have an idea of how we're installing this?
Yes, I'm gonna use the automotive adhesive tape. I've used that on other cars in the past. Since this is not exactly a track car and this is not a functional piece, and it's also very light, we have a good, nice surface to secure it onto. This should hold very well. And obviously we're gonna test it out. I'm not gonna go drive on the highway if we haven't determined it's safe.
High precision.
Yeah, this is very accurate. The scratch is basically the center line of the car. Make sure you have a good, clean surface. Yeah, it needed that. I think the whole car needs this. I really hope this sticks on because I would hate to go through all this just to have to rip it off after.
I'm very skeptical if this tape is gonna work on its own.
I'm leaning towards 50-50 at this point. Here's a tip for using this kind of tape. Peel up the edges so you can just stick on a little bit of it, and then once it's on, you just pull the whole thing off. The pressure. So, yeah, that's how it should be.
Matt, do you think it's working?
I think so. I'm sure this looks really great from that angle.
And I'm in a serious relationship with my car. It just seemed to fit. And I just felt an instant connection.
There's a bit of flex, that's like my only thing, but it's just like, it's not coming off even with all that force.
The weak point is the downward pressure. Don't know how much actual downward force this thing is.
Oh, I'm gonna be
produce.
going fast. I'm Lightning McQueen out there, so there's gonna be a lot of downforce.
It's gonna be ripping.
I am speed.
No, just kidding. This is just my commuter car. Short trips at low speeds.
We'll save that for the Mustang.
Yeah, we'll do something for the Mustang and we'll bolt it on for sure. So far, so good. In the rain even. So we did it. We set out to print a spoiler in one big piece on one of the big printers, and we achieved it. It's working really well. Overall, great experience. I really enjoyed using that big printer. If you had some suggestions, I would love to hear it in the comments. More car stuff might be fun.
If you guys had access to a big printer, what would you make?
And next time would be great to do like some more planning, more designing, spend more time with the modeling. Well, this is really cool, and I'm glad we did this. There's so much more big things you can do. I've seen some pretty amazing 3D printed builds out there, and I want to start, getting into that level. But this, I think, a good start. So if you like the video, be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.